This year I'll be making my third trip to the EAA AirVenture Fly-in and Convention at Woodman Field in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. This video is about my first trip to Oshkosh in 1988. The 1988 trip was partially recorded using a bulky camcorder that was popular in those days. The only picture I could find of the old camcorder that I used was this one taken by my wife while I was on the Dumbo ride with my younger daughter at Disneyland. In those days, you could clamp the camcorder to the dashboard, but it was kind of a precarious situation, and I took my clamp with me, but fortunately for this flight, I didn't really need to use it because I was primarily a passenger in 1988. The pilot in command was Kip Homan, my friend that got me into flying. One VHS tape could record 2 hours of content, and I took 3 tapes with me, and I pretty much filled them up over the time that we were at the convention. It was a lot different in those days. My camcorder bag was pretty large. I had a still camera that would also fit in the bag, but it was pretty large and bulky and heavy. And this year I'll be taking a camera backpack that will have multiple GoPro and Insta360 cameras. In 1988, just like today, there were published procedures for flying into the convention. The procedures are similar, but noticeably different. A lot has been learned about enhancing safety between 1988 and today. I have my 2025 notice, but I had my 1988 notice back then, and I really didn't have to do that much planning because Kip was pilot in command, flew the entire trip, and I was just a passenger. And by the way, that trip I flew from Raleigh-Durham to Cincinnati International Airport on Piedmont Airlines, and then Kip and I flew in his 1958 Cessna 172 from Lincoln Field in Cincinnati, Ohio, to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I'll have another video detailing all my preparation for this year's flight to Oshkosh. Basically, in planning this flight, I reviewed my previous 2 trips to Oshkosh, including the 1988 trip, and in doing so found that I had a 2-hour videotape, reminded myself that I had actually made that tape and presented it to members of a flying club, and it was pretty pathetic. The script was pretty pathetic, and my voice was pretty pathetic, and so on. The only redeeming thing about the videotape is I had some pretty nice shots of the convention. And if you're a little skeptical of how pathetic it actually was, here's a quick example.
No, my name is Terry Woodfield, and I'd like to share a little bit with you of my experiences this year going to the EAA convention in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Decided to post that here on YouTube, even though the quality is very poor, and I've decided to overdub most of the voice because it was just not very pleasing. Parts of it were kind of funny and how goofy they were, but in general, not funny, not entertaining, and kind of annoying. So this is mostly a dub over of the videotape that I made in 1988, and I've condensed it down from 2 hours down to 15 minutes or less.
Traffic head skipper right close. 52B, thank you. Ready? Ready. He's heavy, Terry. I can feel it. Brett wants to fly. Touchdown, a beam the tower, please. We want the base, a beam the tower. Traffic landing the yellow Cessna, the left turn off or right turn off. Down the approach end of the runway at first 1,000 feet or so is closed. I want you to land just about a beam of the tower. Tower's overhead for 27. Remember, you're going to 27? Where's landing in the just come over to tower and now 2,500 and start serving on coordinate with an our side. And here you go, typical military style touchdown, direction coming out. And he'll probably go ahead and let the
we're really glad that I know you're about out of breath and everything, coming up all these stairs to get up here. Right here, you get it. There's another lumber one. And up to the D model, which is what you're seeing Pete McManus out here flying right now, the North American P-51D. The ton was 650 caliber Browning machine guns. Could also be armed with bombs and rockets out here, such as the P-51. As I mentioned, there are less than 100 of these aircraft still flying in the United States, in fact, in the world. As we just completed the first half of the Q&A, we'll follow along here and see if we conclude. The aircraft that Pete's flying today is the Merlin engine, 12-cylinder V1650. And right here on the runway, where the right nose here, remains fixed on it.
Kip brought a massive 6-person canvas tent. I believe it weighed 40 pounds. Compare that to the 2-person tent I'll be bringing this year that weighs 5 pounds. In addition to the bulk of the tent, we brought 2 large coolers. Kip actually had frozen some steaks, so we had steak dinner at least 2 of the nights we were there. We kept our water source on the tail of the aircraft.
Well, here we are. It's about 7:20 local time in the evening, July 31st. And Kip and I have been here since Thursday. We're going to head out tomorrow morning. The forecast is for scattered thunderstorms, but we're hoping that the weather won't be too bad. Forecast tailwind, so we think we might make a little better time going back than coming in. You know, a lot of people, when they get in front of a camcorder, make complete idiots out of themselves, and Kip Homan's no exception.
That's right. We're gonna start that right now.
Anything you'd like to comment on, Kip?
No.
About our
I mean, we'll make it real simple.
wings, I'll show you.
That looks nice. Come on, sport. Let me go.